Hello, and welcome to this video presentation of the work that I have been doing while in artistic residence here in Viljandi, Estonia. First of all, thanks so much to Dr. Pinchbeck for inviting us out. We're a number of artists from Canada that are visiting Estonia for this artistic residency, and it's been a great chance to see the lovely countryside, visit with the amazing people, indulge in the amazing food, but also lots of time to work on some artistic projects. I'm currently in a very historic theater building in the middle of beautiful Viljandi, Estonia, and I've been here for a couple of weeks working on this new project. So some of you may have seen and heard little clips of this modular system and this new piece that I'm working on. And I've had some requests just to give you guys a sense of how it works and what it's all about. There's a lot going on here, so I'll just take you through some of the parts and pieces as we work our way through it. Starting out, I wanted to create something that was very rhythmic sounding, and I wanted to tap into rhythms specifically from the West African region. And so to do that, I started tinkering around with the Tip-Top Trigger Riot. So I've got one of the old versions of Tip-Top Trigger Riot with the new software in it. And what it's doing is providing 8 different triggers that are essentially the backbone of this whole patch. So it controls some of the percussion sounds, and then it controls some of the melodic and chordal tones as well. I'm running the outputs from the modular case into the Blue Box mixer, which is just over here, which is a great way to do this sort of thing, because not only will it function as a great sounding digital mixer, but it also records both the main sound, the main output of the mixer, complete with compression, EQ, and effects, but you can also set it up to record the individual parts that are coming in as individual multi-tracks that you can then take back to, in my case, back to my home studio in Canada, where I'll mix it up into a finished album. So I've already got most of that recording for the new album finished. Now I'm just kind of tinkering and playing around, so it gives me a chance to give you guys a kind of sense of what I'm doing here. So back to the Trigger Riot. The Trigger Riot controls a number of percussive modules that are up in here. So I'm running an Erica Pico drum. I'm running the amazing Ukrainian effects aid, which actually has drum algorithms available on their webpage. So you can actually, if you've got extra effects aids running around, laying around your studio, you can put some quite nice drum sounds loaded up with those. So I'm using that for hand clap sound, and I am using my old favorite, the Little Drummer Boy from Delptronics. So I'm running a couple sounds, open and closed hi-hat cymbals, and a woodblock sound are coming out of that, and then they're all going into the Blue Box. So the first thing that we're going to hear is the Little Drummer Boy. So that's hi-hat sounds and woodblock sounds, and then next to that I've got the effects aid. And that is running a clap sound. And those rhythms, and in particular the rhythms of the clap sound, are specifically from West African djembe music, where you might have a whole djembe percussion group, and they're playing these African rhythms, and everybody has a specific part that they play that builds up into a polyrhythm. So if I play the two of those together, you get a sense of the tempo and the rhythm that's being played. But from my Erica Pico drums, what you get is the bottom part of that polyrhythm, which is a 2-3 polyrhythm. So you can hear there's kind of a 3/2 thing happening there. So all together, so then once I've got those running, I have other patterns. I've got a bank of 4 different patterns that I had set up based on these African rhythms in the Trigger Riot. And Trigger Riot is an essential tool for this sort of thing because it lets you loop a chunk of music triggers where you can set a start point and an end point, but they can be anywhere in a whole stream of these triggers that all run with OR logic. So you can have all kinds of evolving musical trigger events, and then you can pick a chunk across there that you're looping and then save them as patterns. So it's a very, very flexible tool. And of course, I can reach in there and make changes to it as I go. I've set up things like probability, different gate lengths, so that they'll mute other parts, so it'll change slightly as it goes through it. Now I'm just going to put those 3 back on, and I'll step through some of my 4 different patterns that I've got saved. So you can hear the different patterns that I've got set up. Thank you so much for watching. I will update with some more information about my patch from Viljandi, Estonia. Special thanks to my Patreons. Please consider joining my Patreon to help me make more weird music as I travel around recording more albums. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again.